This is Will Buchanan reporting for the Walk for Liberty. It's May 28th, 2008, day 45. We're working more on removing the air pump. We've managed to move the air filter out of the way. As you can see, it's now loose. It used to be up like this in position, but now we've gotten it down so that the belt won't hit it as it's turning around. We're now going to finally attempt to start the engine after hopefully our last belt fix. And it sounds good, at least a lot better than last time. After consulting with Brooke's dad, we need to take the air pump out entirely because otherwise it will just rattle on stuff. So we did manage to get it out. Now the belt is free and clear, not to hit anything. Brooke's dad, Roy, said the engine had sounded funny before when we were running it with the air pump still in place but over to the side, so that's part of the reason why we decided to take it out entirely. Now we're going to try starting it up again to see how it sounds to him. By the way, if you'd watched one of the videos before the Walk for Liberty began, Roy was the guy with the blood coming down his head.
You ready to call?
Driving alongside the train. We're heading to our next campground. Uh-oh, I have a competitor for the shoulder space. Brooke spoke to her dad again over the phone, and he said that with the air pump completely out that the engine sounded fine. So my intention is for it to be smooth sailing with both of our vehicles from here on out. Unfortunately, Brooke is again not joining me on the walk today. She told me yesterday though that she misses it, so hopefully she'll join me tomorrow. I'm still walking along this long stretch of Washington 14. We're about 35 miles from Kennewick, which is a pretty good sized city, so we'll be able to stock up on health food and other supplies that we normally like to get. Also, when we get there, John will be driving to Seattle to pick up his girlfriend Yuka at the airport. He met her in Japan when he was working there for a couple years. We had been hoping for quite some time that Yuka would be able to join along with us on the Walk for Liberty, but we didn't know until just recently that she would actually be able to. I'm looking forward to her arrival. It should create an interesting new dynamic in the RV. Actually, I think it'll go fine, because Brooke and I had met Yuka and got along really well with her when we had gone to visit John in Japan last summer. That was my first visit to Japan, and I had a really good time there. Unfortunately, unless things changed, that might have been my last visit there as well. In response to a similar U.S. government policy, the Japanese government has passed a law requiring all visitors into the country to be fingerprinted. Which I refuse to do. This has caused some stress between Brooke and myself, since she has family there, including our nieces and nephew. Why should a violent group of individuals, with whom I have no business or relationship, have any say at all over whether I'm allowed to enter someone else's private property? The answer is because they have the guns, and they're willing to use them if I don't submit to their demands. So unless I can figure out a way to smuggle myself in someday, I might never be able to visit Japan again. There are some manicured places among all this dryness. Some trucker's poor mud flap got left by the wayside. Seems there's a bit of a traffic jam up here due to all this road construction. I wonder if that means I need to stop as well. I asked the guy if that meant I had to stop too, and he said no. Actually, I couldn't even tell what they were doing. There was just a few workers in a ditch looking at something. Giant robots. There be mountains up there yonder. Tumbleweeds always get stuck in these low places. Listen to the clicking sounds of these birds. I believe this is the first time I've walked over 10 miles on the Walk for Liberty. This is Will Buchanan for blog.walkforliberty.com, signing off.